All right, what's going on out there, everybody? Rooster here in Tennessee. Just a announcement video. Got a couple of two-pill standard 2879s in stock. A couple of them right there. This one, of course, will be tested before it ships out, just like this one. Both are available. I usually get a couple of these in at a time. The C two-pills are a little bit more popular because the crazy amount of drive they can take. People have been putting upwards of 100 watts into them. Excuse me, these standard two pills, I recommend somewhere between 50 and 60 watts. Some people put up to 75 watts into them, get some good numbers out of them, but we're going to test it with a 50 watt PEP radio. Now, this radio does more average power than my Uniden does. Usually I use the little Uniden to test the C boxes, and we see about 120 watts average out of them. Of course, the C's take more drive, but you're going to see some really good power out of this amp because the radio does more average power. Now, driving this radio into a C amp, I have seen close to 200 watts average out of a two-pill. Driving it into a standard, we're not going to see that much, but we are going to see some good numbers out of it. Somewhere between 17 and 20 watts average is what this one does, and about 50 watts PEP. So really an ideal radio to go into this two-pill. These two pills do a really good job. Good amp for the price. Like I said, no, they don't take the drive that the C amps do. People putting over 100 watts into the two-pill C's, having good luck. Wouldn't do that to one of these, but 50, 65 watts, you should be in good shape. So, that being said, we'll test this thing, show you how much current it draws, and we'll get on with the program here. So, here we go, 1,000 watt slug in here. This radio is keying about 2.5 watts, I believe, on low. We'll go ahead and key it up. And that gives us what, about a 20 watt dead key. Audio, about 160 average. E, real high pitched, about 180 average, kind of cheating it. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, audio test. Mid 100s average, just talking. Now, we'll go to high, where this radio keys about 3.5 watts. And that gives us about 60 watts dead key. And that's probably where I would run it max. Audio into about 180 average. Audio. Now again, this is a radio that's doing close to 20 watts average. So you're not going to take a Uniden that does 10 to 11 watts average and see that kind of output out of it. But all the same, 20 watts average going in, you're getting about 180 watts average out. We'll go ahead and flip it back down to low power. Come over here and hit our peak kit. Right, still on a 1,000 watt slug. Audio. About 400. Just for kicks, we'll flip the radio to high, see if it makes a difference. Audio. And it does not. Does not make a difference whatsoever. So, I'm just going to guess with my Uniden without hooking it up. I would say this amp is going to do 350 to 365. Being as the Connex does about 10 watts more peak, but it does almost double the power average. So, with a Uniden or something, probably looking at about 120 watts, 130 watts average, and 365, 375 peak. Connex is pushing it good, 400 watts peak and 180 watts average. Now, to show you what this thing is drawing, we've got our clamp meter over here. Now, let's see, just the radio, audio, drawing almost 4 amps. We'll turn the radio on high so we get the maximum draw that this thing's going to do. 17 amps, almost 18 amps on a dead key. That's about a 60 watt dead key. And then audio, all together, the radio and the amp, drawing 32 amps. Audio test, 1, 2, 3, audio test, 1, 2, 3, audio test. Now, if you've watched some of my other videos, you're probably wondering, you say, well, heck, the dang 2-pill 2879C only draws 23 amps. That's correct, but it only draws 23 amps with this radio. This radio is doing half the amount of average power. And this Connex doing so much average power, you know, it's making this thing do 60 watts more average. And that's where your extra current draw is coming into play. So it's not that the 2-pill standard draws more current. It's that the radio that I'm using actually makes it draw more current. And you'll see that. Different radios drive amplifiers differently. That's why it's really hard to sit here and say, well, this thing's going to do 1,000 watts when you get it, or this thing's going to do 500 watts when you get it. It's really hard to say. You can give somebody a ballpark, but every radio, you know, tuned by different techs. This is not a MOSFET radio. This is a pair of 1969s in this thing, dual final. But they all drive amps differently. So, ballpark estimate, I usually tell people to get a 40 amp power supply to run a 2-pill off of just to be safe. Even though with a regular little radio like this thing, just a good tune on it, you know, 23, 25 amps is plenty. But then if you've got an export and you're driving it into one of these or a C-box, you're going to start drawing close to 30 amps. So that's it, guys. 2 of these available. If you're interested, let me know. HG Standard 2879s. Again, try to announce when I get stuff in. I've got a couple videos coming up for guys that pre-ordered stuff. If you have pre-ordered something from me, if you're one of the handful of people, look, stuff is coming in. I've got more shipments coming in over the weekend. Got 2 or 3 shipments already, and Fatboy's doing their best to keep up and keep cranking stuff out to us. So rest assured, if you ordered, pre-ordered, put a down payment on something, your amp is on the way. Just stay in contact with me and stay on me about it. But if you have ordered something, it is on the way. These 2 are available. These, nobody's paid for these yet. Catch you guys out there on the band. Rooster and 10. Questions, comments, complaints, shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. As always, I appreciate the views, appreciate the business, and please check out the website. Products being added daily, roostercb.com. See you, bye.